A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Tuesday night edition of the show. Promises to be exciting. We have a whole lot to share with you tonight, and I can promise you that if you stay with us for the next 50 minutes, that we're bringing Sports Tonight to you this Tuesday, we will really make it worth your while. My name is Tony Bitoye. I'd like to introduce to you Cosmos Chukwemeka, who joins me on the show tonight, and Cosmos is going to be with me from start to finish. Unfortunately, we can't have Dotun with us this Tuesday, but I'm sure that Dotun will be joining us much later on, subsequent editions of the show. But Cosmos, good to have you on Sports Tonight this beautiful Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, Champions League is back, and certainly, of course, the biggest football club competition in the world. I mean, the second round started today after about 2 months break. So certainly it's a very interesting day.
Those 2 months went so quickly.
Yeah, went so quickly. Although there was a FIFA World Club Cup in the mix, but then it wasn't like how it used to be. It's the biggest football club competition in the world, and certainly right there we'll be giving all the updates and of course news concerning it. I mean, the game between PSG and Barcelona already kicked up on the 5th minute. PSG should have scored, but somehow they couldn't score. But we'll keep tabs on all of them. All right,
that's what we'll be doing on the program tonight. We'll be filling you in with the results of the games currently going on. Once a goal is scored at any of those centers, we will be updating you on Sports Tonight so that you can enjoy the best of 2 worlds in case you're not able to watch UEFA Champions League games as they are going on right now. We will update you and put you in the know, and at the same time you are able to track all our stories on Sports Tonight, because we have a whole lot really to talk about on the program tonight. But let me start off the way we love to start off on this show, and that's to tell you what role you have to play, because this show is not all about those of us on this side. It's even more about those of you on that side who are watching. Because you have a chance, you have an opportunity to contribute to all that we're doing on the show, and give us your thoughts, your opinion, and your reactions, and of course help us as well to be able to make our discussions very deep, very robust, by offering your ideas to us, your thoughts to us on the show. So that's what we want you to do. And we want you to engage with us. We want you to share your thoughts with us, your opinion, your ideas, your impression, what you feel about some of these issues. Because you could just have that winning formula could just be in you, all right? So please don't forget to engage with us. The platforms for engagement are right there on your screen. The platforms for feedback, Facebook, the handles on Twitter, all of those things are displayed right there on your screen. So please take advantage of all of them and let us make this show as robust as possible. All right. Let's also tell you that you can keep track of all our top stories on our website. That's the Channels TV website, www.channelstv.com, as well as on youtube.com/channelsweb, as you can see right there on your screen. You could also view us via your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry. You connect to your home for the news by clicking on m.channelstv.com, showing as well on your screen. All right, and you can go a step further, which is what we want you to do, make this relationship a lot deeper by downloading the Channels app for iOS, for Windows, for Android from their respective stores. When you download the Channels app, it keeps Channels so close to you, 247. That's it. And then you can also enjoy the entire package Channels is offering you, not just sports. Sports is just a bit of the package. You enjoy the total package, and that's when you download the Channels app, and that's exactly what we want you to do. And as you do it, don't forget to tell us where your posts, your tweets are coming from. All right, we told you that tonight is going to be one of those nights that we'll be doing a lot of updating for you of the Champions League, the games that are currently going on. And guess what? Angel Di Maria has put Paris Saint-Germain ahead. you can see on your screen that a goal has been scored at one of the venues, and it's Paris Saint-Germain with Angel Di Maria, the Argentine, scoring the goal after 18 minutes. All right, so that really sets the tone for the return of UEFA Champions League tonight. The games are live, so PSG having the edge in that one. There's still a lot of game to play, a lot of time for things to change. But at the moment, it's Paris Saint-Germain with the early goal, 18th minute. Can they hold on to it? Can they add to it? Will Barcelona come back? That's what time will tell. And of course, the other game, Benfica, of course, against Borussia Dortmund is still goalless after 20 minutes of football. All right, so that's the setting really for what is going on today. Cosmos, let me allow you to quickly say something about that one as we start off the show tonight on the UEFA Champions League note. Barcelona, I mean, pegged back by Angel Di Maria.
Yeah, and basically PSG actually started like a house on fire.
You talked about PSG having an opportunity earlier on. So it should have been probably maybe 2-0 now.
Should have been 2-0 now, but then they had chances, especially in the first 5 minutes, at least before we came into the studio. They had chances, and they should have scored. And they are really showing that the other times when they met, when these two sides met, and Barcelona somehow would qualify for the next round, is not going to happen this time around. Remember, the coach of PSG has actually played against Barcelona over 30 times, but has only won once or twice. So he wants to win this one. I mean,
there's motivation for him to try to do something
There's a motivation here. There's a motivation here. He sees himself as, I mean, he is the European champion. Well, when you look at the Europa League category, I mean, he has won it thrice on the bounce, so he knows what it feels to win, and he knows what it takes to get into the next round, and that is just what it is. So PSG in this one are like a house on fire, but then you know Barcelona somehow will probably want to come back and maybe get that away goal to take back to Nou Camp for next 2 weeks. And of course, in the other game between Benfica and Borussia Dortmund, Benfica, you know, every Portuguese side is usually a very compact side, pragmatic, especially in the middle of the park. And the defense, they are usually very efficient. And of course, going forward, they can catch you on the counter. And that is what Benfica can do. But then against the Borussia Dortmund side that, you know, as players that can score goals. I mean, our own Pierre Aubameyang is somebody that on his day, when he is lucky, he scores goals. And of course, there's a certain Dembele that is an enforcer in the middle of the park that can enforce as well. So let us just see how it goes. I'm not going to call it right now. I mean, there are ways, but they want to try as much as possible to get an away goal and see whether they can take it back to Dortmund and to finish up everything.
All right, so that's the setting for you. Once again, confirmation of the results of the games currently going on. 22 minutes of football played. Benfica, Borussia Dortmund. That game has not produced any goals yet. It's Benfica 0, Borussia Dortmund 0. And of course, at the other game, Paris Saint-Germain are already ahead. They have their noses in front. Courtesy of the Argentine, Angel Di Maria, 1-0 over Barcelona. Plenty of time for things to change. As we said earlier on the show, we'll be updating you and be telling you about these 2 games currently going on. Well, my producer says, since we started talking about UEFA Champions League, let's just talk a little bit more about UEFA Champions League and tell you what to expect. There will be games tomorrow as well. And let's tell you, the games tomorrow are also going to be very tricky. Bayern Munich will be up at home to Arsenal, and then Real Madrid, the defending champions, will be at home to Napoli. All right, this is what it looks like tomorrow, the fixtures in the UEFA Champions League. And people feel that if Arsenal will be at their best, then they can take this out. But it depends on the kind of Arsenal team that will show up, and there's been a lot of pressure on Arsenal, and Arsene Wenger particularly. And this is when usually the professor produces magic.
Well, against Bayern Munich in the past years, aside when they met in the group stage last season, Arsenal have not particularly gotten the better of Bayern Munich, especially in the round of 16. Arsenal actually came close about 3 seasons ago, but somehow they could not just pull it out. So Bayern Munich, on the turn of the year, they started playing well. I mean, they started winning games. I mean, last year, towards the end of the first half of the season in the Bundesliga. They were not particularly doing well.
They've had their own problems as well.
They've had their own problem, but it's as if they have solved it. I mean, when Pep Guardiola was there was no breathing space. But then Carlo Ancelotti is more from the flexible type, and of course it actually hurts them. But then it's as if the players have gotten used to it. But then they're having their problems. The fact that one of their president, Karl Rummenigge, is actually saying that one of the defenders is not particularly motivated to play for the team.
Apart from that, players like Thomas Muller are also struggling to find regular starting place. So every club has got its own problem, but it's how you are able to address the problems that you have and not make it affect you on the pitch that marks the difference between a team that will succeed and the one that will falter.
And that is what pretty much Bayern Munich has been like. I mean, all the off-field issues are not particularly affecting them. I mean, this year they have won all of their matches in the Bundesliga, and against an Arsenal side that have pretty much struggled since the turn of the year. I mean, it's difficult. Arsenal lost 2 games on the bounce. They actually won their last game against Hull City by a stroke of luck, and it wasn't as if they deserved to win. So, but somehow, you know Wenger, you know Arsenal, when it gets to that point where they are pushed to the wall, they kind of, try as much as possible to bring up a very surprise win. So I'm not going to call this. Let's just see how it happens. It's a very difficult one. And the other game between Real Madrid and Napoli, tough teams. I mean, Napoli, one of the best teams in the Italian Serie A. They've got an Ajax goal scorer as well, who is scoring goals plenty as well. But then you know the Galacticos, they are the defending champions. And since the European Champions League were renamed the UEFA Champions League in 1992, no team has won that trophy or that title back to back. So is this going to be a Real Madrid year? It is now that will happen. And somehow, ever since Real Madrid lost that 40-game winning streak, they kind of faltered. They have not particularly won well against Napoli. Let's just see what happens.
All right, let's leave Champions League football on one side. We'll come back to it, of course. Once there's an update around the games going on, we'll come back to it. But let's quickly take you to England now and talk about Manchester City and tell you about the story of the injured young star, Gabriel Jesus of Manchester City. Is going to be out, we're told, for a few months, and probably you won't see this guy in action for the rest of the season. It's a massive, massive blow for Manchester City and the aspirations to win the title this season.
Well, massive blow, but then they've got Sergio Aguero. He has to come back into this one. Maybe luck will shine on Aoun and Kelechi and Acho to come back into the team as well. But it's a massive blow for them. He has played 3 games, scored 3 goals as well. And this is somebody that they were hoping would actually help them to, rejuvenate their season. Against a Bournemouth side yesterday, you could see that for the first few minutes before he got that knock and had to leave the pitch, it was actually very instrumental for them. So it's a big loss. But then before he came, they've got players. What's Manchester City lack is it's not particularly team in depth. It's the fact that they have a new coach who's still trying as much as possible to be at home in the English Premier League, and that is just it's trying to bring his tactics and his knowledge about the game to the how English football is basically played. So that is just it basically. I feel that they are going to cope. I feel that they've got some Kelechi and Acho that can actually play well as well. There's a certain Olito on the bench too who has not played for a while too. Kelechi and Acho is in the mix as well, and the fact that they've gotten their mojo back, the fact that right now they are playing more of a 4-5-1 formation, although whenever they are defending it's more like a 4-5-1 formation, but when they are attacking it's more like a 4-3-3 formation. It's actually helping them, especially when they started, especially since the time they played Tottenham Hotspur. So let us just see how it goes. It's a sad one for Gabriel Jesus. A lot of people wanted to see him in the UEFA Champions League, but it's as if he's not going to be even playing in the UEFA Champions League, except if they get to the last 8 of the competition. Let's just see how it goes.
All right, so that's the story. The young lad is out for a few months. Probably we won't be seeing him for the rest of the season. I mean, when you add 3 months to February that we're in, that will be taking you to the middle of May, and the season probably will be ending just a few weeks after. All right, we wish him a very quick recovery. He's a young lad, and the young boys heal rather fast, so we're expecting that maybe it could be quicker than 3 months. We will need to go on a quick break now. When we return from the break, we will spend some time to reflect on issues at home. We'll be talking about Asisat Oshoala, the golden girl of Nigerian football. Is she on the way to China? We'll find out. We'll also be talking about Super Eagles, former Super Eagles coach Samson Siasia on Sports Tonight. Join us again.